Hi everyone, I'm Nikki Hart, owner and creative director at Multi Designs. And I'm here today with a course all about Introduction to Designing Invitations. Now, invitations are super fun print projects, and they're great if you're just starting out in design as well. We're going to look at 3 different types of invitations to get you started, but the key here to keep it a little simple for introduction is that we're going to keep all of our invitations to the same size, meaning that we're going to design all of our invitations for an A7 size. We're just going to change up the orientation and the format a little bit so that you can get used to this size. Now, A7 is very common for invitations, so that's why I'm starting at that level. You can always change up your sizes if you want, and you can follow along with the course and get a little bit more advanced if you want to as well. Now we're going to start out with a flat invitation, meaning that it's not folded, it's more like a double-sided postcard. And these are great invitations, for example, for weddings or really elegant galas and parties that you may be designing for. Then we're going to move on to portrait and landscape invitations. Now these are folded, it's just a matter of whether you're looking at it in a portrait orientation or a landscape orientation. And then we're going to move on to special inserts. Now when you're designing for invitations, many times you're going to find something inside the card or with the invitation. It may have more information about the event, it may be an RSVP card that your guests can send back, or it may just have something fun inside. We're also going to look at different paper options for your invitations because it's so crucial to figure out exactly what you're going to be printing your invitations on. And this is going to help you decide whether you're really going to focus on your design and go for a 4-color print, or you're going to simplify things and focus on some really neat paper and then use maybe 1 or 2 colors to accentuate your designs. We're going to wrap up the course by looking at envelopes because no invitation is complete without something to send it in. And again, just like your invitations, you do have a lot of options with your envelopes. But we're going to look at simple envelopes, meaning that you're just printing with 1 color on a white envelope. Why? Because when it comes to envelopes, it's getting more and more difficult to find envelopes that are affordable, as well as envelopes that allow some creativity in the paper available. And so I want to give you the tools with all of your invitation designs so that depending on the paper that you have or what you might have access to, you're not necessarily limited. You can just make better decisions that fit the situation you have. So we're going to look at designing invitations with a simple color palette and then work towards more advanced styles throughout the course. And then as always, we're going to wrap our print design by exporting out and getting our files ready for print, as well as looking at those paper options that you'll have when you're working with printers so that when you're designing your invitations, you always have that in mind. Now, we're going to be using InDesign CC for this course. You can use virtually any version that you might have available. Newer is always better as you'll be able to use some of the new features that I use, but the techniques should apply for any version that you may have available. So let's go ahead and get started with our first lesson.